So this video is about scrubbing in new tyres. Now this is the second time I've had to do this in my life. I usually, to be fair, first 10, 15, 20 miles I like to go on the motorway, just because you're not doing any hard movements. You just end up sort of ripping off that little bit of film at the start, and obviously you're doing quite high speed, you know, and you can feel the tyres start to sort of connect to the ground a bit more. You know, within 15, 20 miles they're good to go, you know. So, you know, obviously you go twisties after and start really hemming them in. It takes 50 to 100 miles your tyres start bedding in properly. And the secret to bedding in tyres is to be gentle. So gentle in all your movements. You know, as you start to rack up the mileage on the tyres after about 50 miles, you'll start to realise that they'll start to bed in. And even now, well, I mean, we've only done 2 miles on them, and you can feel that they're connected. Feel the way the tyres sort of bounce off the ground. First they start to feel a bit skittish, skiddy if you like, then they'll start to really become quite uniform. Now the tyres I've got on here are Michelin Road 5s, not out of choice, but due to the fact that they didn't have any in stock. There's apparently a shortage of back tyres, so I couldn't get the pair. Get the front easy, but obviously you want to keep, you know, on brand if you like. The Road 5s, from what I understand, are, you know, they're basically Road 6s, but 10% less if you like. You know, the technology on the Road 5s is slightly older, so the tyres tend to be a bit more cheaper. But so far though, they don't feel awful. They don't feel like, you know, for some reason I've said in previous videos I'm not a big fan of Dunlops, you know, and surprisingly on that 650 that I had to go on, the Dunlops were alright. I guess, you know, every bike has its tyre, you know. And the Road 6s, I'm sure they'll do. Obviously I'll do a long-term review on them at some point. Well, I mean the Road 5s they'll do. The Road 6s have served me well. Basically the tyres, you know, I had a big blowout. They can't really tell what happened, so I think they just sort of gave up in the end, the tyres. They lost a lot of air, so obviously there's a puncture somewhere. They can see it, but they couldn't pinpoint it directly. They said that the tyre was knackered, like, obviously didn't have a lot of tread left on it. It had about 2 mils, so it was time to change them anyway. The Road 6s that I had for 13,000 miles, they were fresh off. Basically they lasted 13,430 miles. That's how long the Road 6s lasted. The back one lasted that long. The front one was fine. It had about 2 mils left. It was close to the legal limit, so, you know, I swapped both of them out, and, you know, we'll see how these ones go. Hopefully we get as much out of these as we did the others, because obviously, you know, buying a pair of tyres can be quite expensive. You know, tyres are expensive on cars, they're expensive on bikes, they're expensive on trucks, they're expensive everywhere, you know. You get a fresh brand new pair of tyres. I remember I took this bike nearly a year ago, you know, about, you know, in February 1st 2025 I bought this bike, took it off the lot, off Ridge Motorcycles. You know, I remember they obviously has brand new tyres. They were sort of they were skidded in though. They were sort of like, they had 3 miles done on the clock already, because they do sort of like, the dealership takes it out, tests everything once it's tight and all that, and make sure that everything's alright. But this one obviously has 0 miles on it. But I remember taking them out and thinking, you know, I'll take it on the motorway, do some swerving, and there you go. And this is what I did to get those tyres nice and warmed up, get them you know, get them bedded in early. You know, I varied my speed a bit, slowed down, you know, and then sped up, slowed down, weave. I've got some side panniers on. The weight distribution will be off slightly, so I'm aware of that. I don't want to like overdo it, because I might get a flat spot on the side of the tyres. But yeah, it's all gravy so far. So the advice I'd give for, you know, bedding in new tyres is to take it nice and easy, and enjoy the alien feel of the tyres, and you'll start to really notice it when it starts to connect into the ground. You'll get that, they've got a shiny film at the start, and then what will happen is you'll get off the bike and you notice it's gone a little bit white, a bit dusty. You dust it off, and then you know, go on another couple of rides. By the time you get to about 40-50 miles, they'll start to feel pretty decent. But when it gets to the 100 mile mark, they'll feel like they're they're in the zone. And then obviously, you know, depending on the sort of mileage you do, if you do a lot of motorway miles, you'll square them off, then they'll look horrible, and then you've got to take them on the back roads to get them rounded off. I didn't get much squaring issue with the Road 6s. You know, I do a lot of motorway miles. I did not get much squaring at all. I actually got quite a little bit of squaring. Actually, the squaring was pretty decent. So I'm hoping the Road 5s match that sort of, because they got like a they're sort of semi-hard. They're not soft, but they have got a semi-soft feel to them as well. So it's like I'm not an expert. Don't watch this channel if you want expertise on anything motorcycle related. This is all just off the cuff. This is all just bullshit. You know, fake it till you make it sort of thing. My experience in bedding in new tyres has come from the fact I bought many brand new bikes, and brand new bikes have brand new tyres on them, mostly speaking. So you know, it does come with its you know, benefits. Like I bought, I don't know how many bikes I bought, but I've bought a fair few brand new bikes, and I always have to bed in the tyres. And it's not as dramatic as people seem to be quite scared of the idea. Obviously, you know, if you buy a brand new bike in the winter and it's raining, you're going to feel less confident on them, but your confidence will start to grow as the tyres start to grain in, you know. And that's all it is. That's all there is to it. It's just, you know, slow movements, doing some counterbalance, and if you're on the motorway, just to get that nice even tread, you know. And I'll tell you what, I can definitely feel a difference with these new tyres compared to my old ones. You know, I think they were on the way out, hence why I got the puncture. They didn't feel as like rigid, if you like. Yeah, so this is definitely decent. So I definitely recommend keeping an eye on your tyres and making sure that you give your bike some new shoes every once in a while. It makes a world of difference, because obviously, you know, the tyres are what's separating you from the ground. You've got to look after them. Once they do go, and they tend to go violently, you know. So that blowout was quite, you know, quite scary. But you know, we live, we learn, and we prosper, and we survive. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, surviving. So if you've got some new tyres, just make sure I'll take them out on a nice straight road for a bit, then gradually start leaning them in a bit, do some counterbalancing, get the bike grained in. But obviously with the motorway, we're doing 60-70 miles an hour, you know. It helps, obviously, you know, it will help delaminate that little layer on the top that you get quicker than if you take them on back roads. You should definitely take them on back roads as well, but I'm saying for the first little rips, the first little blips on your bike, your brand new tyres, sort of do a bit of motorway miles, 10-15 miles, just to get them all warmed up, get them all scuffed in, get that little bit in the middle that's like, you know, get that grip in, and then make sure you counterbalance, and then it will sort of evenly spread the wear onto the outer parts as well, because obviously you'll lose the grip. It will be on the outer part, the outer layer of the tyre. That's just how it is. So if you like this video and you got any tips or advice of your own, anything I missed out, let me know in the comment section below. You know, how do you scrub in your tyres? Do you vary the throttle speed? Do you do some counterbalancing? Let me know in the comment section below what your process is. We've currently got the bike on rain mode, so it's not on its full potential. We're just sort of babying the tyres, and obviously we're not completely whamming it. We're just we've obviously been careful where we go as well and what we hit, because obviously the motorway has cat's eyes. Cat's eyes can be a little bit bumpy. We don't want to add any imperfections to the finish of the tyre. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you for your support recently. I've been the Hungry Hornet, you've been incredible. Until the next time, remember to scrub in those tyres, or else, I tell you, or else. Weather's really nice today, isn't it? Cheers.